Welcome to Pep Talks. You see, religion isn't going anywhere. And I say this because faith is an integral part of our lives as human beings. Everyone has a spiritual part, just like we have a physical part, a social part, we have a mental part. We are just created that way. We are wired that way. And I say faith isn't going anywhere, religion isn't going anywhere. First of all, statistically, because I know when we hear all this information from around the world, like, oh, you know, most Germans don't have a faith anymore. I saw a Deutsche Welle article last week about that. And the thing is that the media is disproportionately Western, in its reportage, but the reality is that the majority of the world has faith. Actually, by 2025, 90% of the world will still be religious. By 2050, at least 87% of the world will still be religious, And so I say faith isn't going anywhere. Religion isn't going anywhere. Last week, I actually had an interesting experience where so I'm on a WhatsApp group with my year group, the class of 2004 from medical school, and one of our Muslim friends, who's a neurosurgeon, posted a screenshot of a social media post that had been made by a nurse praising one of our colleagues, Dr. Abba Folson, who is a cardiologist. Now, it's interesting that this nurse made this glowing tribute of Abba's assertiveness and humility, her brilliance, her excellence, and said that she's had the privilege of working with excellent, highly religious people. And so Abba was an example of that. And to think of it, when I look at my own life, I wouldn't have the passion and sense of purpose and excellence I have without my faith. In fact, I remember very clearly when I was a house officer at the 37 Military Hospital in Accra, a woman trying to chase after me because I was zooming down the corridor from the ER, from the emergency room to the lab, to the blood bank to get blood for this young girl who was critically ill. Now her mother trying to catch up with me with all the energy she could, barely catching her breath, managed to say these words which I will never forget. She said, "Doctor, I can tell you are a Christian." Isn't that beautiful? People, our faith is supposed to make our work better, not worse. And I think that in places like, LinkedIn, etc., I realize that there is a struggle for people to bring their faith into the workplace. But hey, in the first place, our faith for many of us, for most of us, actually makes us better professionals. Because we have a sense of purpose, we have a God we are working to please, in our excellence, in our delivery. But not only just that, because we all are people of faith in one way or the other, even of no faith itself is a faith. You believe in nothing. I actually think it also smacks of lack of integrity when we leave our faith outside the door, when we get to the workplace. That is the antithesis of authentic leadership and authentic living. That is not integrated living. Of course, there can be, clashes of opinion and parts of our faiths that, are in direct, opposition with each other and things like that. But that is why what is needed is respect. What is needed is the respect of somebody's faith, somebody's right to believe the way they believe, but not this secularization and extraction of this important part of our lives. I mean, we spend at least half to a third to half of our lives at work, and to not be able to bring along such an essential part of us, that just doesn't cut it. So for those who think secularization is taking over the world, it's not true. By 2050, 87% of the world will still be religious one way or the other. And I want to encourage us, let our faith work at work. Then no one will have cause to say, let's all leave our faith outside the door. this week I'm starting a doctoral program in leadership. I really have a passion in leadership, and I've been thinking I might as well go all the way after doing a master's in global leadership to pursue a doctorate in global leadership. And I've chosen to do it in the context of, in a faith context. I've chosen to do it in a seminary. I could do it in any secular university, but I've chosen to do it in a seminary because my faith is important to me. Let's see faith at work, working, because that's just the way it is.